If you'd have looked at some of the headlines last year in the US and UK press in particular, you would have thought that offshore wind is in crisis. The first thing that's important to say is that to the extent there was a crisis, it has been very heavily focused in those countries. We saw last year significant progress of new offshore wind contracts in Germany and Netherlands, in Ireland. We've seen very significant falls in the cost of wind turbines in China. But in two very important markets, the UK and the US, there was, for a period of time, a setback. What occurred was that after a period of about 10 years in which there had been a dramatic fall in the cost of offshore wind and a dramatic fall of what people bid at auctions, a set of factors, one of which is permanent, but most of which is temporary, pushed up the cost of the supplies which you need to make offshore wind. And that meant that people didn't want to bid at some of the auctions, and some of the auctions for new capacity ended up with no bids, and therefore there was no growth in the future capacity that we need to have offshore wind play its role in the power system. And also we actually had some people pulling out of some existing contracts. Now, for a set of reasons, we believe that many of these factors will reverse and that others can be addressed by good policy. And the crucial thing now is to take the lessons of the last few years and to put in place the policies that make sure that offshore wind does grow at the very significant pace which is required, in particular in Northwest Europe and in much of the US.